Before I had come out, that summer, I got bullied relentlessly by the kids I went to school with. They would call me faggot and dyke and things of that nature. I was really terrified to go to school because I didn't really know that the school could do anything about it, because I thought, oh, it's free speech, people can say what they want. So I just tried switching schools, and then when I found out I couldn't switch schools, I broke down because I was terrified to be with these people who were tormenting me. I can't come out to half of my family, so when you're surrounded by hate, it's difficult. I did end up starting school, I think about 2 weeks late, and when I did, I explained to the school board and my principal what was going on, and they had done the complete opposite of what I thought they would do, and they were completely appalled by these people. And the entire staff, all of my teachers, the counselors, we had a resource officer working with our school, and they were all completely understanding, and they even brought the kids in and talked to them, and it was something I hadn't expected. And I'm really proud to say that I go to the school I go to, because the staff really does care about the students, and I love my school, which is awesome.
And so can you tell me about a time when you had a lot of fun at school?
The first day of school, when I met friends.
Okay. And what happened that day?
I made new friends and we played together all the day.
A time that I feel that my school supported me was when I was going through my 12th grade and I was pregnant. I didn't know if I was going to be able to graduate, but with their support I was able to graduate and get all my credits on time, and I felt a lot of support from them. I don't think I've ever felt laid down by my school.
And the teachers, like Miss Cordell is a great example of that. She's always like, oh, you have like huge goals in front of you, and just keep on trying hard. It's gonna be a hard a rough way, but you're gonna make it.
And I'm in Path to College Success. Path to College Success is a program that helps you get to college, and it helps you to get A's and B's. Path to College Success, the leader is Jan Link, and she really she's really cool. You should meet her. She's really cool. But she really pushes us to get A's and B's, and she's always on our back. And she's funny and rewarding. I think it's a good program that you should get into.
My school is amazing. I mean, even every kid that comes there is gonna like it. The first day might not seem very good, but the first day for me was good because I met plenty of people, and I got to be friends with them.
We are known for our good sportsmanship, and I have a friend that actually found money and returned it into the office, and then she got good karma back to her, and she got student of the week. And at lunch, people borrow money from others and they actually pay it back, so that's good.
There's been less fighting with all the kids, so there's only been couples this year. And other people from our school district and our leagues, they actually think that our school welcomes them.
And I'm an exchange student in Sultan High School. It was really, when I just came here, it was really hard for me to talk English. But people in Sultan, they really supported me. Like my teachers, my friends, my neighbors. Teachers, they told me that they could help me after school and with my homework. And all of my friends, they were really, really nice to me. And I was so glad that I got to come here and met all of these people. and I'll miss all of you, and I'll come and visit you again.
Something I am very proud about within my school, which is Manor High School, is the diversity and just the all-around kindness that everybody has with each other. Being a queer youth, I was very active within my GSA club group, and it made me so happy to see that the student body and the teachers, if anybody did anything negative to our posters or they were discriminating against one of our club members, they would say something about it.
They ripped down our signs. They did other things like write on them sometimes, but not all the time. Most of the time they're just ripped down.
School really supported me in getting my medication, getting me to doctor's appointments, seeing a psychiatrist at the school, and helping me get my grades up when they were so close to failing during my sophomore year.
I was going through a hard time at home, and I went to my counselor, and they really helped. Like, she talked to me and stuff, and she suggested some places I could go. And also when I ran away, they sent me to the Cocoon House, so they helped a lot.
They kind of just sided with me, I guess, because like they really realized that my mom was kind of crazy. So I don't know, they seriously supported me, like they were my family. It was nice, I liked that.
They did more food drives and events to bring the community together. They did things like Winterfest, band concerts, stuff like that, just got the community together.
I got accepted to do this thing called Earning Start, where it's pretty much you go to college while you're still in high school. And there is also a thing at my high school where you can get credit for having a job and working. I was talking to her and she said that I could. I would just have to fill out all the paperwork. And then when I told her that I was in Running Start, she said that I couldn't do it anymore because the people that were last year that did it, they didn't come in and check in when they were supposed to. Basically, the school is giving up on everybody else just because a few people messed things up.
I would like to talk about a time when my school really supported me, and can't really remember a time that it did, and it made me feel sad, but I got to adapt to it, and I hope you do too.
I was getting bullied and harassed like crazy, and I was too fat, or I didn't have the right clothes, I didn't have enough money to be cool, and it just made me feel like crap. They tore me down constantly, and every time I went to the school about it, they wouldn't do anything about it, so I had to change schools, and I thought that was pretty messed up, because they're supposed to be there to help you.
My school and just the Lake Stevens area in general has not been very supportive of me. I think that there should be a better system of people to go to in your school, within your school, if you're being harassed.
One law that I would change or would make is bullying at school, because our school does not do anything about it, and many kids have committed suicide because of it, and if the school knew more about kids committing suicide, they might actually want to change it.
People commit suicide, and I've known people who have committed suicide because of harassment.
Our school isn't really supportive, like, very much about Latinos and stuff like that, so there's been only a few times where I felt that I could, you know, go to my teacher or whatever. But today we had a Latino dance type of thing, and everybody joined it.
My dad had kind of been like in and out of my life growing up. I was 4 years old. My dad had some of his friends over, and they got really drunk and high, and he helped them carry me into a closet so that they could molest me and rape me. For some reason, my grandma still let him just, you know, come when he wanted and steal what he wanted to, sell something for drugs, you know, stupid stuff like that. And he abused me as I was growing up, and like really the only person I had to turn to was my grandma. When I was about 8 years old, she got really sick, and I could kind of tell that she got sick, but she wouldn't tell anybody about it. She started drinking more and smoking more, and pretty much just like killed herself off. I definitely feel like people don't know, like, or care where you come from when they're
like when you go to school and all you have is sweats and a sweatshirt, or like really ratty clothes from like 4 years ago, or that you found in the trash because you couldn't afford anything. And they laugh at you and they point at you and call you names and tell you that you're a freak, but they don't know what's going on, you know? Nobody does.
I really feel like my sister and my parents were really supportive of me. So when I was stressed out about academics or extracurriculars, they always support me, be there, and show me that I was more than I actually thought. And also my sister, she was really engaged. She always kept me accountable for my actions and making sure that I was taking the right path. And for her, having her as a role model, it made me shape me who I was. And she made me realize that being involved in community and giving back, like what my sister did to me, was very important.
When I was really let down by my family is when I found out that what they did in their spare time was just obviously more important than helping me. I have 6 siblings total. 3 of them are younger than me, and it's so hard seeing them grow up in an environment like that, knowing that I got away, but yet they can't right now.
Our dad isn't very supportive. He is actually kind of homophobic. He wants me to be straight because I'm his little princess, but that's not how it is.
I am bisexual, and I was with a girl for a very long time, and her family was Mormon, and we both went through a lot of emotional abuse and like lots of problems because of their religion and because it was so unaccepting.
My mom was 15 when she had me. My dad was 19, and they were both doing a lot of really heavy drugs. She left me on someone's doorstep when I was 6 months old, and my grandma kind of like got custody of me. And as I grew up, she was like my real caretaker. Like she was my best friend because I didn't have any friends. She was my family. I didn't have any other family but her. She was my mom, you know. She was my everything. She was my world.
I feel very good about my community. I feel like my community is very tight-knit place. I feel like my school has really good school spirit, and I feel like Monroe is a very good place to grow up and be.
I would say that people are a lot more open towards homosexuality.
They give us a place to meet with others like us. Like Globe and like Pride, we have that, but it would be great to see more interaction.
I'm a lesbian myself, and you know, I haven't really had that many problems with my community and having people yell out, you know, inappropriate words towards me.
Being queer, like I said before, when I walk down the streets with my girlfriend, hand in hand, we get taunted. We get called faggot. We get followed sometimes. Sometimes people even approach us and kind of block our paths so we can't go by. And that is very frightening.
I really believe in the importance of giving back to the community. But right now in high school, I see a lot of students wasting their time partying, doing alcohol, doing drugs, and I really feel like their life and their contribution to their society is being wasted.
Some bad things about here in our community is the reputation that we've had for a while now of us being a druggy or bad town, small town. But hopefully we can fix that soon.
The police are cracking down on druggies and making school safer for kids to go to. There's no more hazing.
And lately, with our community, we've noticed that less teenagers have been going to the bus stop, which is like known to be like a druggy hangout spot.
There's been more cop patrols throughout the city and like through day and night.
There's more people involved and more students want to participate.
When the mayor came to the school to ask for our opinions about how he wanted the Boys and Girls Club to look like, and it was rebuilt.
Another time is when the police took care of my foster sister when she was having troubles at her own home. She ran away. They found her, talked to her, and they helped my family and I.
This is basically a story about me, myself. Basically, started about the beginning of the summer. I have a very specific disorder. It's almost like a split crisis. It's a split identity. Your mental perception of yourself is on the opposite gender as your physical perception of yourself. You think you're a woman if you're a man, and you think you're a man if you're a woman. It's called GID, Gender Identity Disorder. It caused a lot of problems for me over the summer so far, and I haven't even really gotten into it. I had a bit of a breakdown over the past couple of weeks, I'd say. Just total, utter collapse. I was worried about a lot of things. I was worried about the whole transgender thing as a whole. I was worried about the whole, what if my parents find out? I was worried about the whole, what if my friends find out? That was even worse. That was an interesting one. But as time went on, and I started kind of reaching out and explaining this to more and more people, asking for help, advice, I started to notice how few people cared. It was staggering, actually, how little this big deal, to me at least, actually mattered. Because I look around and I'm looking around at some of these people and I'd be scared, terrified to come out to them. Because, I mean, I'm terrified to come out to a camera, and cameras don't judge. Why can't people be there for people like me?
Well, my friends have really supported me throughout my life, helping me talk through stuff, or they would just know I was having a rough time, and so they would just hang out with me and try to make me feel better, or cheer me up, or do whatever they could.
Our friends, they're very, very, very supportive.
They drive us to last-minute places with those that can drive, and I also feed this girl.
Whenever I'd have problems at home, my friends would be there, and I could talk to them. And they'd, like, cheer me up and stuff, and they'd help out.
Well, the time that my friends would really support me is the time when my mom died 3 years ago. And the one that really supported was Mirari. She's right there.
Whenever like I tell them that I accomplished something, or like did a good, like got an A on a project, or like passed a test, or got accepted somewhere, my friends were like always there, like saying, "Oh, that's like really cool, you know, congratulations," and "Oh, I can't believe you did this. I'm so proud of you, and keep on doing your best and stuff."
I really only have one friend, but she's been my best friend since 5th grade. She's always let me like stay at her house for like weeks at a time, and she takes me shopping and buys me food sometimes. So that's pretty cool, and she's always there when I need her.
What? You met Manny? I don't know
Oh
if
yeah,
I'm supposed to
I
talk.
met Manny. He's the best person in the world.
Manny. I don't know if I'm supposed to do that.
Another time where I felt like I was supported by my friends was when my dad was in an accident and he crashed his street bike into the back of a Jeep, and he broke his elbow, his hand, and his foot. And a lot of my friends helped maintain our house with me, helped me go places that I needed to, so they drove us a lot. And they just talked me through all the hardships of having to deal with my dad.
A time when I feel like I was let down by my friends is when they choose to make bad decisions at football games despite knowing how upset it makes me. Such as like when at the Woodinville football game, when the entire crowd, including my best friends, cheered against the cheerleaders, even though they know how upset that makes me, because I am a cheerleader, and it's not good sportsmanship, and it's not nice.
Okay, one time I got hit by a car. I was in the hospital. It completely crushed my lower regions. I was peeing blood, and he was kind of just there the whole time.
not true.
One time when my neighbors really supported me was when they called the cops when there was a street fight, and it was shut down pretty quickly. No one got hurt.
Yeah, I got kicked out a couple times from my uncles, and I lived with my neighbors for like 2 weeks. And they're really great people that care and all that stuff, and they just made me part of the family while I was there. It's good.
I always play with them, and whenever I fall, they help me.
I know from personal experience I get rides from my neighbors sometimes, even when I don't ask for it.
A bunch of times my neighbors have been supportive, especially one neighbor, because she was supportive when I needed help. She would help me if I was away from home and then I came home and trying to get back in the house. She would tell me I could come over and just hang until my parents came back or whatnot. And I just felt really supported by her because she knew there was stuff going on at home and she was willing to help.
They took me to the Gay Pride event in Seattle.
My neighbors are actually really nice and respectful for everyone. And just recently, I saw a sign of someone in the neighborhood that's moving, and in the flyer they actually put that all the neighbors in my neighborhood are really nice and respectful.
My dad was in the hospital for like 10 days because he broke his leg, and they came over and me and my sister were home alone, so they gave us groceries and they mowed our lawn.
I never really got to talk to my neighbors because I was a shut-in when I lived with my family, so I only went outside to go to school. I wasn't really allowed to go and see them.
My neighbors are not very supportive at all.
My neighbors, I don't talk to them.
We really haven't had any neighbors that have supported us. We don't talk to them much.
I let down by my neighbors and the police was when my laptop was stolen after it had been delivered, before we had even gotten a chance to open it. The neighbors took it and the police didn't do anything about it.
Like, I live next to people that I don't want to live with, like Nazis. I have a Nazi neighbor, and then like another neighbor, and she's really, you know, ooh, Mexicans are bad and stuff like that. So I don't really feel like our community really supports anything that we do, because I think that we're just trying to take over everything. We're just like spreading the badness or whatever. I don't feel comfortable with my community or happy with them.
A change I like to see in my community is more job openings. I know for a teenager my age, looking for jobs is hard, so the more availability of jobs would be great for me and a lot of other teenagers that I know.
If I submit a job application and they don't want to hire me, like at anywhere, that they should call me back and tell me they don't want to hire me.
One thing that needs to be changed is gangs and gang problems.
My issue is bullying, because now people don't only do stuff about bullying. Yeah, like you go to the principal, your mom, but it's not really a big issue as much. Like most people get bullied and they don't really get in trouble. The person who gets bullied is in trouble for sticking up for themselves, and I don't really think that's right to do.
I also think that medical bills should not count, because I think profit should not be worth more than life, because life to me is important.
When you go to the doctors and you don't have any money or health insurance, you don't need to pay for it because it's already been paid by taxpayers. Maybe we could open up a clinic for that and see how it works, and then try to expand it on a bigger scale.
I don't know what welfare means, but my auntie from my mom's side, she's getting money for taking care of an old lady. I think you should get money for taking care of like babies and old ladies, like a nursery home, because nursery homes, they need a break. I volunteered at a nursery home once. Oh, handful.
We have some homeless people in our community, and a lot of people want them to get out of Salton, and they're trying to push them away. So that we need to help them instead of trying to push them away.
I would make it so that around the entire world it was like
illegal to discriminate against anyone based on sexual orientation, because in some places it's not illegal.
When we celebrate Martin Luther King, a lot of schools just focus on racial minorities. And I feel like instead of celebrating just racial minorities, they should celebrate a lot of minorities, such as homosexuals or transgendered or anyone in the queer community, because it's a minority that doesn't really get talked about in school.
People don't really change that much, and they don't try to. They don't try to accept, they just live. I would want gay marriage to be okay, because I feel the need that that's what I want in life, and that's how it should be. Like, gay people are same as straights.
There's lots of kids out there that are having trouble at home, so they run away and then they don't have a place to stay, or and then the places that they stay are good, but they're losing funding, or they're just not doing so well. So some of them are having to not be able to help as many kids or whatnot, and so it's just stuff like that where we need to just get it out there so people know and are more aware.
Maybe like more of these shelters would be better, because all the homeless kids that are in Seattle and stuff, that would probably help.
I don't think that caseworkers should be able to just take you out of home after home after home after home. Like, there's so many people who have been like 30 different foster homes and they're only like 10. Like, I think that's really messed up. I mean, if they're not being abused, they should be able to stay there. I don't think that they have the right to ruin someone's childhood just because they have to do their job. I was in foster care and I didn't have a childhood because of that.
One thing that I would like to see changed, just case managers giving their kids the benefit of the doubt. A big thing that they try to enforce here is independence, and there's some rules here that limit independence, and what I would like to see is people given the choice to do what they want.
I believe that schools should not cut like extracurricular programs, and also like keep the students accountable so they could make sure that the kids go on a right path.
I think we should have more books at the library, and if you're, say, 57th in line for a book that you need for a project, it'll be really hard to get it.
I believe that there should be more opportunities for high school students to make up credits that they've, failed or something, because summer school is very expensive and it's going to be really hard for me to make up credits that I don't have and I cannot afford summer school. So I believe that there should be more opportunities besides just summer school for us to make up credit, and that really want to graduate from high school and move on to bigger, better things and not feel like a failure. I am a bright young woman, not to be conceited, but I believe I am.
Nobody should be like throwing like trash on the ground, so we should like just tell them not to throw it. That's why they're garbage cans.
The bus services, Sound Transit, Ever Transit, Community Transit. Are you kidding me? In 06 it was 60 cents. Now it's 175. Come the hell on. No, that's a test. That's an We need grocery shopping, taking people places, doing stuff. Just make it as good as it was in 06, you know what I'm saying?
Because right now students feel like they don't take it seriously by adults, and I really feel that for students to make sure that they contribute to society, that they get involved in service projects so they know what they're worth.
I'm kind of going through community service by choice. I'm going through community service to help people with their lives and get them back on track.
I think it's horrible for some of the advertisements that are produced just for children. I really think they're feeding them the wrong message. And I feel that if we do something good about media, then we can get something good out of it.
We're in the city of Mukilteo, we're making incentives on being more green friendly, and I really believe that that's really important. And also a change within my community is, well, there's some materials that happening within the youth, and I really feel like instead of focusing on what we wear, what we buy, we should just take the time to reflect on what is really important, significant in the long run instead of the short term.
I have trouble with secondhand smoke. People like go around. I get worried when my siblings if they might get secondhand smoke so they can die. So I get worried. So every time I go by somebody, I will cover their mouth with my sleeve or my hand to make sure they don't get it. My former teacher, died of secondhand smoke, so I hope you can stop that. You guys should make smoking illegal.
So one law that I would make if I could is no smoking of any sort, and also a law that's already made but is not enforced is no public intoxication.
Drinking should be illegal because it's really bad, and I know drinking and driving is bad, but when people drink, they get cranky and it tends to hit children. So please, stop all this.
So I guess we're here to talk about legalizing marijuana, and my reason why is because if you legalize it, then you can tax the hell out of it, and after you do that, you can just pretty much get rid of the debt. That worst thing that you can do with marijuana is get really hungry.
And also, alcohol and cigarettes are way worse than marijuana, and that's really confusing. I'm confused about that. So
with alcohol, you get drunk, you get impaired,
and your liver.
Yeah, your liver fails.
And with cigarettes, you get lung cancer, but with weed, it's tested. With weed, you don't at all.
Laws that I would like to see change are the immigration laws that me and the Coalition Unidos group and other groups have been working on to change so that the life of many can be better.
I would like to see them be more accepting towards racial minorities.
I think that the judges and police should stop accusing people or thinking that people are suspects and doing this and doing that when they're really not. And my dad's in jail for something he did not do, and it's really expensive. And I think that it's hurting me because I can't see him, and I'm bit that I can't see him. And I miss him so much, and I just saw him yesterday, and I saw his look on his face, and he saw me so happy, and I want him out, so I think they should just stop it.
Thanks for listening.
That's our story.
Thank you.